Guys, we have a new expansion coming to TCG Pocket. Pokemon just posted the A3B trailer, Eevee Grove. So obviously a new set or a new subset centering around Eevee for this season. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into the trailer and go over all of the cards that they're highlighting. So yeah, let's go ahead and check this out. I saw them tweet it, so I was like, okay, like let me jump on and see what's going on. We got Eevee Grove. I love the pack art. Okay, so we have... Okay, well, I went back too much. But we have Eevee EX for the first card, which is kind of sick. Hold on, I want to see what its ability is. Okay, so it says this Pokemon can evolve into any Pokemon that evolves from Eevee, so it can evolve into any evolution. If you play it from your hand onto... okay, so from your hand onto this Pokemon. So it's basically saying that this Eevee EX can evolve. Which is really cool because typically EX Pokemon don't evolve, right? Like you evolve into an EX Pokemon. And which is really sick is that you're actually able to now run 4 Eevees in your hand, right? You can run 2 non-EX Eevees and 2 Eevee EXs. So you could technically have 4 different evolutions playing in one deck, which I think would be really sick. Yeah, I'm interested to see how people are going to use that, honestly. Yeah, you could probably pair like multiple evolutions then together. Nice. Okay, and we've got a full ring of all of them. So we're getting 1 card for each evolution. It looks like Flareon EX and Sylveon EX, and then the rest of them are just basic non-EX Pokemon. Okay, well there's Vaporeon and Jolteon, so let's see. Hyper Whirlpool hits for 70, 120 HP on 3 energy. Flip a coin until you get tails for each heads. Discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, so we got another mini Team Rocket card in a Vaporeon, in a water type move. I think it's gonna be all right. I don't think. Well, we do have a lot of like water type engines, so I could definitely see this working in some kind of deck for sure. And then Jolteon, beginning Bolt. If this Pokemon is evolved during his turn, it hits for 60. It's okay, nothing crazy. I mean, for 1 energy, hitting for 40. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's alright. It's alright. I don't think it's anything too crazy. Here's Flareon EX. Awesome. Okay, wow, okay. It sped by really quick. Let me go back. Hello? Okay, there we go. So, Combust ability. Once during your turn, you can attach a fire energy from your discard pile onto this Pokemon. If you do, it takes 20 damage. Okay. So, that's pretty cool. And it discards 2 energy from this Pokemon. So... very interesting. It's definitely a Pokemon that you'll probably get like online very early, because theoretically, okay, so like say you play Eevee round 1, or technically like round 2, you throw if you flip tails, you throw a fire energy on it, and then you evolve next turn to Flareon EX. You can take damage to throw 2 more energies back onto Flareon. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of strong, especially if you get really lucky, right? Like if you have Eevee and Flareon just in your hand, and you're going second, you're already hitting for 130 on turn 2. That's kind of nuts, honestly. I think this is a really strong card. I think fire types are just super strong in general. Okay, Espeon, Energy Crush. This blah 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 does 20 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's like oh wow, okay, so it's like it's like Tapu Lele, right? But I assume it accounts for every energy that's on your opponent's active and bench. So that could be insane, especially for like Giratina decks, right? Because dude, those Giratina decks have so much energy just sitting on their bench, right? Like the Giratina Darkrai decks. I can definitely see Espeon getting a lot of play. So that's honestly pretty sick. And Umbreon. Holy... these cards are flying by mad fast, man. I can't even keep up. Okay. Anyways, Umbreon, 100 HP, Dark Binding for 40 damage on 1 energy. If the defending Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, it can't attack during your opponent's next turn. Okay, this is honestly really good too. I mean... we rip to all the Ultra Beast decks. If you run into Umbreon, like... you are cooked, man. You are cooked. Well, I mean, like you could swap in and out, so I guess, or I'd assume that if you're able to swap your basic in and out, that you'll be able to attack. But yeah, that I feel like that's honestly a really strong move. Um, yeah, again, for 1 energy, hits for 40 and prevents your opponent from attacking if they have a basic on their active. Yeah, that's kind of strong too. I can definitely see this working in some decks for sure. Leafeon and Glaceon. Okay, so we got Leaf Blast. This attack does 20 more damage for each Leaf energy attached to this Pokemon. Okay, so doesn't the other Leafeon I might be tripping. Let me pull up the game really quick. Because doesn't the other Leafeon generate energy too? Or am I tripping? And while that's loading, okay, Glaceon. So Ice Blade, 2 water energy, hits for 50 on one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's not bad. It's alright. I think like it's just a worse water Decidueye. Which I mean, yeah, like we're gonna need like multiple typings of like Pokemon that like do similar moves, so I get it. But let me look up this Leafeon really quick. Okay, yeah. So the Leafeon EX that was in Triumphant Light, once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, take an energy and attach it to one of your grass Pokemon. So theoretically, you could have Leafeon EX in your active spot and like just charging a crap ton of energy on like your basic Leafeon, which is sick. I think I would love to make like a Leafeon deck. It's literally just like these 2 Leafeon and then the 2 Leafeon EXs. I think I think that'd actually be sick as hell. So I'm definitely gonna try that once the set drops. Okay, and Sylveon EX. I want to see all of the special arts, man. I want to see all of the special illustrations. So ability is Happy Ribbon. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may draw 2 cards. Okay, so that's nuts. So if you evolve into Sylveon, you just get to draw 2 cards. That's kind of nuts. And then 70 for 2 energy. This is a strong card for sure. This is definitely a strong card with 1 retreat cost. Oh man, yeah. Sylveon is definitely getting some play. Any card that allows you to draw is automatically strong. like in its own regard is automatically strong. Okay, we have two. Okay, we have a supporter and an item. So Penny, look at a random supporter card that's not Penny from your opponent's deck and shuffle it back into their deck. That's kind of crazy. Use the effect of that card as the effect of this card. Interesting. That would be insane if you just like, if you play this on turn 1 and this turns into like a professor's research. That would be wicked. I could see like some downfall, like maybe like, okay, like what if it copies like a Cyrus, you know, or what if it copies like a Gladian, right? Like something that doesn't apply to your deck. I'm interested to see like how that might play out. Unless I'm totally reading this wrong. I feel like I'm reading it right? Look at a random supporter card that's not Penny from your opponent's deck and shuffle it back into their deck, right? So you take it back into their deck, and then that card effect applies to Penny. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. And then Eevee Bag. During this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon that evolve from Eevee do plus 10 damage. Okay. And then heal 20 damage to each of your Pokemon that evolves from Eevee. Okay, that's sick. So we have an Eevee item card. So this will definitely be run in any Eevee decks that you're making, right? Like that double Leafeon deck that I want to try out, I'm definitely going to be having 2 Eevee bags. For sure. And a whole bunch of Psychic, Fairy-ish Pokemon. So we got Swirlix, Sweets Relay. If one of your Pokemon uses Sweets Relay during your last turn, this attack does 20 more damage. Okay. So it just kind of like, it just kind of stacks. Right? Yeah. Okay, so Swirlix kind of just be stacking on each other. And then we have Milcery. Let's look at... Oh, Milcery also has Sweet Relay. Interesting. So you can combo these 2. And then Alchemy has Sweetness Overload. This attack does 40 damage for each time your Pokemon uses Sweet Relay in the game. What? Wait. This could go crazy. So if you get 4 Sweet Relays off, like, is Alchemy hitting for 160? Right? I feel like you just run these and pair it with like a Pokemon communication to make sure that you're pulling Alchemy when you need to. Hold on, this could be really fun. This could be a really fun deck to play. I'm really happy that we're starting to get like these interesting cards that like interact with each other, and we can like start making some decks that are like really fun to like just mess around with. There's all of them. Nice, cool. So it comes out on June 26th, right? Hello? Cool. Yeah, so available on June 26th next week. Yeah, I'm hyped for the set. I think there's a bunch of cool Eevees that are obviously coming to the game. I'm really excited to see what the illustrations look like, and those cards that we saw at the end too look very fun to play with. So yeah, I'm excited for everything that's coming out, and I'm excited to see what decks everyone makes. Let me know what card you guys are most excited for, because I think all of these cards are pretty sick. Let me know what you guys are probably going to try to make a deck with first. Because I'm definitely going to try to make that Leafeon deck first. But yeah, you guys let me know.